All right. Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited. This is our Tuesday Zoom. Welcome, September. Y'all, it's September already. Like, school's back in for most everybody. It is September. We just closed an amazing August, like numbers through the roof. Some of you hit goals that you hadn't hit either before or in a long time. Um, y'all are blowing up my phone with the goals you were hitting, the closeness that you were, and the text that I was getting. I love it. The text I was getting was things like, "I'm so close. I'm not done." Um, Things like that, right? It was, "I have a goal and I'm changing my goal because now I'm higher than I thought I was, and I'm running, running, running." There was no quitting. There was no crying. There was no negativity. Like, it was so good. It was like the best in the month in a long time. So thank you all for making that happen. Um, I am in a ton of chats, and I will just say, y'all's positivity and energy in these chats is fire, and I freaking love it. So we are going to talk. I'm going to let Blair talk. Um, and she's like, "What?" I'm going to let Blair talk, and then we'll just kind of touch on everything in case you do jump off or in case I fall away. Um, Make sure you're in Thrive Nation Boot Camp. Make sure, because that started last night. If you didn't see it, go watch Maria's kickoff, watch the recording, watch it back. Um, I I've seen the list of the leaders. I've seen a lot of the topics, and it's going to be fire. You want to restart your business this, last several months of the year. Now's the time to do it. We're in VIP reset. What a better time, right? Um, Remember, keep that simple. VIP reset is literally just starting at VIP 400. Don't worry about 1600. Crush your goals. One goal, then the next goal, one goal, and the next goal. It's just like when a baby takes their steps, one step and then the next, and then the next, and then they run. Um, but VIP 400 is one customer ordering on auto ship. Yes, a brand new customer, never before placed an order. Um, if they can have had an account for years, but this is the first time they ever ordered, they're going to count. And then you need one promoter ordering. It does not have to be an upgrade pack. It just needs to be an order since they've become a promoter. So if somebody was a customer and they flipped to promoter, as long as they place an order, and this is where I say that one order is the order that's going to count. So the more that they can order for your volume, the better. So like, hey, what can we do to help you get that order up? Also, today ends the $50 free credits. Okay. So free accounts are getting $50 in free credits. You want to do something with that, you want to match that, you want to add rebate credits for them, whatever. That it's your business. You do what you want to do. Um, like I said, there's so much happening right now. And then the BOGO, y'all blew that out of the water. Um, so much Thrive going out of the warehouses now. All right, we're gonna go right ahead. We're gonna kick this off. Oh, and also, I'm gonna have a thread. I need to know who all is going to Punta Cana. I want to do a team thing, and I need to know how to make sure we don't miss anybody. So, I'll do a thing later in Drive Stars with a poll, and y'all, if your teams aren't in there, either add them or just give me a list. Also, let's see what else. Oh, the team challenge that I did for August. I'm tallying all of that up for the week. The month, it's going to take me a couple days because I have to combine all the weeks. Y'all did amazing. Just remember, do those activities, because the reason I ran that promo is because that is the foundation of your business. Those activities are what will grow your business and start with a stable foundation, right? So if you're doing those things, your business is going to grow. We're going to do random pop-up challenges and things like that. But you need to be doing those things or else your business won't grow. Don't just do them when there's a challenge and I'm throwing money at you. Do you want to build this business and make more money on Tuesdays? do the things, okay? All right, Blair, go ahead. I've been so excited. I've been bragging about you. I was blowing you up to Maria the other day at her house when you said that you just heard the getaway. I was like, oh my God. And I was telling her all about you. I was telling my husband about you before you heard the getaway and about, what was going on in your life. And then I'm like, she just heard the getaway and she did this and blah, blah, blah. Like, I was like, I'm so excited. So you just kind of share with us, you sort of thrived before. So kind of start there. And did you promote? Were you a customer? And then when you came back, like just walk us through all that and tell us about you.
Hey y'all. Okay, so I'm Blair. I am from Wilmington, North Carolina. Actually, I'm from Leland. It's like 15 minutes outside of Wilmington. Well, I'm from Wilmington. I live in Leland, but nobody knows where Leland is, so I say Wilmington. So yes, I did just earn my very first lifestyle getaway. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about me and my situation and where I was before with the business. Yes, I used to be a promoter with Thrive, and we'll get into all that and why it didn't work and all the excuses and this and that. But so I recently became a single mom basically overnight. Me and my husband, we are in recovery, and we have worked like very hard to get our lives together, get our children back in our home full time. We became very active in our church, the same church that helped to send my husband. They sponsored him and sent him to a Christian-based rehab. He got his life together, it got clean, and which then obviously the ripple effect with that came down to me, and we just got active in the church. Like I just, I don't even know, like, I don't want to make this like religion or anything like that, but, or anything about God. But anyway, we got our lives together. We got clean. We became very active in the church and in the recovery community. While we were in active addiction, my husband, this was like 5 years ago. My husband, as we do, got into some trouble, caught some charges. They charged him with the charges. So like the statute of limitations and all that, it doesn't matter because he was charged. But then the DA and the judge like kept running this thing like over and over, continue, 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 continue. We both took it upon ourselves to do what we needed to do to get the help we needed, get our family back together, start living like normal people of society, paying taxes. We started our own remodeling and construction business. And then finally, May 29th, this past May, he was on telephone standby. I think that was like for the last 2 years. They called him, hey, you need to come into court and be ready because you're going to serve 25 months in prison. And so we had a day to get all of our affairs in order, change over the business, like the insurances and things like that, to his mentor that he had worked with since he was 14. And basically that was actually the last day of school for my daughter, so we had to sit her down and tell her, my bonus son, my husband's son. It was just, it was complete insanity, and it's been crazy. But thank goodness, because I had started back on my GLP on March 1st. So I was a thriver before with the classic 3 steps. I came in, I was taking the 3 steps. I did my thing. I did end up hitting 4K. I was taken on a lifestyle getaway with someone. I think that was the one and only time I ever like boarded a plane. So she did all of the work, all of the things, and I just ran through the airport, followed her, everything. I've never traveled. But I ended up hitting 4K. I think it was when they did like the rake advancement bonuses and stuff like that. I had maybe 2 people under me at that time that weren't really working, but excuses. I was making excuses as far as I'm busy. We're all busy, right? We're all always too busy. And the excuses. I was afraid to get in front of the camera. I was too worried about what people thought of me, even though they probably weren't thinking a thing about me. And now I have this like thing, like if you're not feeding me, financing me, or we're gonna keep it PG-13. I say finessing me, but usually it's like freaking me down, whatever. If you ain't doing them things, I really don't care what you say. But the way I was raised, from a very quiet, like hush hush, behind closed doors, like we don't heal out loud. We don't talk about our story. We don't we don't share those things. Those things are embarrassing. Those things are not okay. And once I finally learned to break away from the way I was taught and the way that even my own family speaks to me when I do talk about and share these things, once I broke away from that and became like my own version of me, like became the me that I have always the me that I was before all the addiction and all the things. And I started getting vulnerable and getting in front of the camera. People on social media, they're nosy, right? Like I'm nosy. I mean, I'll be going into a rabbit hole just to look on, just to find out like what's going on, just for whatever. So I finally stopped worried about what people were thinking. I got, sharing my stories, about my story. I share now like on my page about my testimony. And once I started doing that, people started to relate. Like there's so much hurt and pain in the world, but there's also a lot of happy and everything, but people relate to the pain and they relate to not being so perfect. Um, just being relatable has really, really been such I don't like a blessing. The fact that now that I am okay with sharing these things and like healing out loud, it had being relatable has helped my business and actually helped me help others. I think that for me, like always putting someone, like the other person first, like always looking to help someone, not maybe not putting them first over myself, but like, oh my gosh, I'm stumbling over my words. See, this is what I mean. So, always putting, like, as far as customers, not thinking about the sale, not thinking about the money, putting their needs. Maybe they have a budget issue and they want to do this system, but it costs this. As far as that goes, okay, listen, this is what I've had in my head all day, Amber, since you asked me to do this last night. Katie Muntz said something the other day, like every move she makes is strategic. And I'm like, dude, I wish I could strategically think this stuff out and just do it. Because if I think about it, I'm going to say, like, no, I can't do it. I'm going to freak out. I just had to take a chill before we did this. And I'm like, still, I'm like freaking out still. I hate being in front of the camera. But if I just like push the button and go, then it all works out.
You're doing so good.
So I know is I was coming from a place of like desperation the last time I was with Thrive. It was so like weird and it almost felt sleazy or so. It was like I was coming from the place of I need. And I guess what I was trying to get to the point was now I absolutely put the other needs, like personally, the other person's needs first. Like I help figure out what it is they need. And if they have a tighter budget than the products they actually need, and I have credits to share. Hey, cab, right? Let's say they can spend $120. Well, hey, I got $30. Let's pick you another product out. And that's a cab order right there. I mean, that's what that I mean, and it helps them and it also helps me, but they're happy with that. When before I didn't know how to strategically like use those credits and to be that way. I know Amber, I think you like wanted me to kind of get into like what I do like on a daily basis to help get these like cab orders in. So every day I wake up early, before my daughter gets out of the bed. I wake up and I do
Okay, yeah.
interact with social media. Are you there? Okay.
Yeah,
I think
I didn't know which one of us froze.
oh, am I frozen? Okay. Okay. So I wake up and I interact on Facebook, Instagram, whatever platforms, it is I'm using and I'm building. I interact, but I do interact intentionally. I can do that part strategically. Um, so what I'll do is I'll interact with anybody who has shown any interest. I interact with the people who are showing up with my feed that I feel could benefit, or someone that I have seen talk about, like on their post, being tired or trying to lose weight or just had a baby and they're up all night. I will interact with these people, and then my first post of the day is usually something that's like inspirational, that has something to do with my situation that I know others are going through, my recovery, um, my faith that I know that the Lord is going to turn all of this into good, for my benefit in the long run, even though I can't see it now. Um, I'll interact, I'll make a post, and then something I do every like this is something I do not miss no matter what. I had 102-degree fever, and I did not feel like even standing up out of the bed, but I still got up and I turned my stories on and I took my vitamins in my stories, period. I probably didn't talk much that day about them, but I usually will take the vitamins or put the patch on or make the lifestyle mix, and I will explain what each of that step does. I kind of like rotate through the week which step I do in my stories and talk about. And then I talk about what they do. That I never miss that. Every single day, no matter what, I do not miss that. So about 2 or 3 hours later, that's when I start a post about Thrive. I'm trying to interact on my Facebook. If I add somebody on Facebook, I don't just add them and then forget that I added them. If their profile is private, you can't get in there and start interacting with their page, so that way they can see yours because they're private. So once I've seen that they've accepted the request, I immediately go in and start interacting on their page. I'm liking their stuff. I'm commenting like genuine, like heartfelt, real comments, something that doesn't seem like heartfelt, real. Um, and then I go, and that's when I'm post about Thrive. So first post, something inspirational, something with my story. Second post is Thrive related, whether it's my transformation, whether it's my journey with Thrive, whether it's somebody else's transformation. And once I do that, then I hit Messenger and I start checking on the people who I know who have been interested and just haven't completely jumped in. Because once you're talking in Messenger with people, it's going to tell Facebook or Instagram, wherever you're at, it's going to trigger them to see your stuff as well. So that is always a must. I keep a list. I do keep a list every single month of my potentials. I'm making sure every day of the week that I am hitting up new potentials, just checking on them. Sometimes I never mention Thrive. Hey, I saw that you got this going on in your life. I just wanted to check on you, let you know I'm praying for you, just stuff like that. And I don't mention Thrive probably maybe 3 or 4 messages after. If we start getting into that conversation, I'm just making these real genuine connections. It's network marketing, right? We have to network with people and show them that we actually care, and that they're not just a sale or just another number, right? So that is what I do. Let me see. I feel like I definitely balance my page. I don't look like a Thrive billboard, right? It's inspiration, it's Thrive. Usually my third post of the day is something about my dogs or my kid or family life, something like that. I
You know
have.
what? Let's talk about that really quick.
Okay.
Um, let's talk about, I love, like, you're looking like a human. you're
Yeah.
you're being a real person who is also using her social media to social sell, to help others purchase your product because it's going to help them. Okay. So here's what I want to talk about is sometimes we're like, oh, that sounds like too much work. Blair, what cap did you hit this last?
This past month, I did
Yeah.
hit cap 20.
Okay. You hit cap 20. So there's a bonus right there, y'all. That's $1,000 plus commissions that come on there.
Oh,
Plus the credits for cap 5. So like Blair, what I love about Blair and why I've been just like, oh my gosh, this girl, like you were like top of my mind all the time right now. Because I'm like, you basically said, I don't have a choice. I have to make this work for my family. And you haven't made excuses. You figured out, what do I have to do? So you're literally working this as a job from your home in between your normal life, in between momming and all the things. And
absolutely. Oh
and,
yeah, for
and you're
sure.
putting it at your forefront. It'd be no different than if you were working a a doctor's office job that you worked it from home, right? You have to do the things they need you to do from your home. So you're treating this like a legit business. And, we've said that all the time. If you treat this like a hobby, you're going to make hobby money. If you want to see consistent rewards, and right now with our cab and everything else, you basically can make your own paycheck. So I know. Oh, and I have to say this. Okay, so you hit cap 20. Um, Blair told me the other day, she was like, I'm hitting cap 50 by the end of this year. Like she has a goal. Like she is not stopping. She's not content with cap 20. She's going for more, going for bigger.
Amber, I'm retaining 50 customers by the end of this year.
Yes.
I am going to
Change.
retain. I am going to retain 50 customers by the end of 2025.
Guys. Okay, Blair, does that scare the crap out of you?
Yeah, I mean, talking on camera scares the crap out of me. Yes, of course, that scares the crap out of me. Absolutely.
Guys, if your goals don't scare you, they're not big enough.
That's right. And I talk a lot, and I tend to overshare, and I'm working like on how to like bullet point. But I can send it in here the way it's like written out on my daily IPAs. It really is not that much. I'm making it sound like a lot more than what it is. It's not that much. I will say the one thing that may take up the most time is throughout the day. Anytime I have a minute, I do get on social media real quick and interact just to keep that engagement going. And like, but I do that. Like, I don't just let my social media sit for like any amount of like hours. That's probably like the most like, and yes, it's scary. You guys, I'm on a leadership Zoom, and I don't even like what. Yes, it's all very scary. I had to tell Amber, like, she like, yes, before my mind tricked me into being like, no, you can't do this. Like, I said yes before I even thought about what she said. And then this morning I'm like, oh wait, what are we doing? Because if I would have thought about it, I would have told you no. So yes, it's very scary. And here I am. And I don't know if Amber was gonna say this or not, but like, I've been just doing kind of like doing my own thing, keeping my head down, doing my own thing. I don't have any promoters under me yet, but that is the goal this month. That is what I'm going to do this month. I am going to start building a team. My very good friend and person that signed me left like last week. So it's, we can't use the excuse of I don't have an upline, or I don't have this support, or I don't have that. Like, if this is something you really want, um you got, it's good. I'm gonna figure it out. I don't drive, by the way. I don't even drive. So like, I can't go get an outside job because I don't have anybody to keep my kid. My husband's in prison, and I don't have a driver's license. This has to work, and I am going to make it work.
So I love that. And I want to touch on that since you said that. I was going to say one thing is I love the other day you were like, okay, I'm putting my phone down. I'm taking my daughter on a date to celebrate because you were celebrating hitting your goals and you want her to see mom worked hard. This is what we do. But like she said, she doesn't drive. So she took a Uber. She's like, I Ubered my daughter and we went, we celebrated. And I'm like, okay, you could have said, well, I don't drive, so we can't really do anything. Like you figured it out. Like this is the true figuring out. And I will say now I understand when you said I have to say yes. I forced myself to say yes before I even know what I'm saying yes to. So y'all, this is Blair when she hit her getaway. So literally, it was like not even within an hour. I mean, probably 5 minutes of hitting it. She's looking at airfare, and remember, she said she's never flown before. And well, she flew one time, but somebody else booked it. Somebody else just show up here. I'm taking you here. She's never had to do any of this on her own. And she just was on Expedia doing this and doing that. And I'm like, okay, well, let me help you just so we make sure you get the best deal, you get the best flight, all the things, because I didn't want her to end up with like some 17 connections issue and whatever. Because as much as she doesn't want to fly, I'm like, that would not be a good idea. Um, but she was like, so she's like, I found this, and then when I helped her find it, like she booked it. She's like, okay, I booked it. I'm like, okay, we're going to Punta Cana. And like she did not give herself a minute to make excuses. She didn't give herself a minute to like complain about the price. Like she found the price that fits within what she's receiving and all the things because she qualified at one of the airfares. And so, same with her business. Like she's just not making excuses. And guys, I have always said getting to these getaways is what makes it real and doable for others. So your people are going to see it's not a bragging thing. It's not I don't want to post, I don't want to brag that I went on a getaway. No, it is showing that other people can do the same thing. When I earned my first getaway, let's see, I started in February. The getaway was in May, and I earned it. And I remember thinking, people like me don't earn stuff like that. It was a getaway to Cabo, and I didn't have a passport. I had never been out of the country. I'd only been on a couple of planes in my whole life. And my husband couldn't go. He didn't have passport. The boys were doing moto. So I had a friend come with me, and we just made it happen. Like it was the first time I'd been out of the country. It was the first time I'd been um out on a plane, like well, again, out of the country. First time with a passport. First time at a resort, like all the things. And what was so awesome was I was posting about it while I was there. So, guys, when you go, make sure you're posting about it. Sorry, we're at a gas station and there's like an intercom outside. It's really loud. But like, people are gonna go, wait, you didn't have to pay for that getaway. People are gonna go, wait, that looked like so much fun. Your team looks like so much fun. Because, guys, we're going to do team stuff. You can do your own thing. You can go to the spa. You can do whatever you want. But I'm going to have a team event. I'm probably getting a boat. If you like private beaches and coconuts and dancing on a boat and yummy food, you want to be on this
Mama
excursion.
needs a
So
break. I am gonna be there.
it's gonna be so fun. I love Punta Cana. I love this company that we do this with every time. So I'm hoping they're available still because I don't know that any other company would live up to that for me because I love it so much. But again, guys, being you, being real, posting as a real person, making sure even when you don't feel good, like this is your job. If you want to achieve the goals that you have, or you say, oh, I want to be on stage, or I want to be a this bigger earner, or I want to have 12K auto bonus, or I want to add $500 a month or more to our family income. You have to do the do to get the get. And Blair is doing that. Janelle, Katie, y'all, Siobhan, dude, I think Siobhan has doctor's appointments, but Siobhan is another example of not quitting. She was hitting, running for cab and all the things like next cab, for cab 40. Like she was like doing it all until the end of like the clock strikes midnight, right? Judy, like y'all, there's so much going on, but staying focused, staying in your lane, not letting somebody else's decision or actions change your course, your future. What I love is when we see this, it actually fuels us to do better, to be better. And just remember, what do you got to do? Blair's like, I got to do this. Like, I have
The three
no
F's,
choice.
period. The three F's, period,
Yes.
point blank.
Will you say those again? I want somebody to put those in the chat.
Feeding me, financing me, and freaking me down, really. But yeah, I usually say finessing me, but to
Yeah,
keep it
the first time I ever heard you say that was feeding me, financing me, or finessing me. And
finessing me,
I was
yeah.
like, I
I
like
was
that.
trying to keep it. No, I think Katie was on here too, and I was trying to be nice because I know.
That's
but
hilarious.
but
Okay. Yeah. Feed me,
oh, you
financing me,
guys,
finessing me. Yeah.
and you guys, this trip falls on my wedding anniversary, so I feel like it was like all the way around meant for me to like be there. That's crazy. It's so
When you
cool.
first told me that, though, I was like, oh, maybe she's not going to go because she doesn't want to go without her husband on her anniversary. And you
Oh
were like,
no.
no, I prove it a point.
Mm-mm. Oh, no, he wouldn't want me to do that.
He wants you to live your best life.
Yeah. He knows I'm going through a lot too. But
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean my kid is having like big behavioral issues and so like yes, being not making excuses is definitely a thing over here. It's been it's been a time.
And we will continue to pray that because there's going to be struggles, there's going to be things you have to overcome. Our life is not perfect, y'all. Like,
Mm-mm.
we have stuff, and I'm going through some things with my oldest right now. So like, just because we can't put it on social media doesn't mean we're not going through things. And the thing is, you just continue to do what you can do, handle what you can handle. And these are things like, what is it somebody said the other day? I can only control what I can control. You can control the work you do, you can control your actions, and you can control your thoughts because you just grab a hold of the negative thoughts and keep rolling, right? All right, Blair, you got anything left?
Um, Let me make sure because last time I got off and I was like, oh, I wish I'd have said this. Just be real, be vulnerable, pop in and out through. Oh, I do have like I said, if you want me to send this in here, it is a lot more simple than the way I'm explaining it. I think.
Yes, please copy
Okay.
paste it into this chat, but also if you'll send it to me, I will post it on the
Can I?
page and in our chats.
I don't. Can I send it to you and can you copy and paste? I don't know how to paste it in here.
Okay, that's fine. Just send
Yeah.
it to me and I'll share it
Okay.
everywhere.
Okay. Thanks. I don't know what
Okay.
I'm just dear, just doing it.
You're just here. Okay, and you're doing a damn good job. All right.
Thank
So
you.
any final encouraging thoughts,
No,
things?
just I mean, really, like just be you and do it. Like I know, I know a lot of us worry about what other people are saying and thinking and the cringe. And so what? We are not cringe. Like, and if we are like really out here with the mindset of helping someone else, I told Krista from day one when I finally ordered, I am not coming back as a promoter. By day 3 on my GLP, I was like, holy moly, this stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be a promoter again. But I had had so many conversations with so many women over that last year that were talking about like suicide and craziness because of their health and their weight gain and not intimate with their and I felt all of that. And I was like, if this is doing this for me, I can 100% help these people. And that's exactly what I reached out we I have people meet me. Well, I haven't done it since summer started, but before, when my daughter was in school, I would have these ladies that would start my GLP, and we would meet at my pool, and we'd walk around the neighborhood together and just talk and like cry and like do the things. Because if you're really coming from a place of helping someone else, it's they're going to feel that, and they're going to know that, and that's going to draw more people to you. That's it. That's all I got to say.
And okay, I'm going to say this and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
I'm not going to be a promoter is literally the famous last words, because that is exactly what I told Maria. I was like, I'm not going to do the business side. I'm not going to do this as a business. I don't have time to do this as a business. I'm freaking busy beyond busy. But what happened was I felt so good, and I saw the money that was on the table for the VIPs, and we needed extra money. And I laughed at her. And he laughed at me. And I was like, I can't shut up about this, because I felt so bad prior to Thrive that when this changed me from the inside out, like when I say changed, y'all, I mean it, like literally got me out of bed. I was like, everybody needs this. Everybody needs this in their body. Everybody needs this in their life. And I have not shut up about it. And it's been 11 and a half years. So like, I'm not, I'm not bored with my business. I'm not, I'm not in a place where I'm content, because I don't have everybody I know thriving yet. And that's the goal. Like, and I just keep meeting more people. So I'm just going to keep adding, and everybody I know has to thrive, like, before I die. So that's my, that's my goal. Is that forever I need to get this into as many people's hands as possible. So complete GPOT, get people on Thrive. That's the goal. That's always been the goal. How many people can you share this with? How many people can you add to your network? How many people can you help change their life? Because when you make it about others and not about yourself, everything you want will also come into play. So, guys, thank you. Blair, thank you so much, girl. You did amazing. I
Thank
know
you,
you're
Amber.
literally
I'm
amazing.
I'm sweating. I'm gonna have to go take a shower now. Thank you.
All right, Kathy, message me. I'm gonna put, when she sends that list to me, I'm gonna put it in different chats we're in. I'm gonna put it in Thrive Stars. If you're not in those groups, let me know. Just shoot me a message and I'll send it to you. I know this Zoom gets shared outside of our team, which is awesome. The more the merrier. And again, I'll be posting the winners and all the things coming up over the next couple days. Do not sleep on this VIP reset. Do not sleep on this VIP reset. Do not sleep on the Thrive Nation boot camp. Guys, nobody has finished a boot camp and said, well, that was a waste of time. Like, every single person that has done the boot camp has said, oh my gosh, I needed that. I needed to hear that. I loved so and so in their training. Tonight is Lindsay Coggins. It's all about getting organized. Guys, it's the second of the month. Here we are. Like, go get organized, get in, get your pen and paper, and do what you need to do to grow your business. Thank you again, Blair. Y'all have a great day.